So here's a thing that confuses a lot of people. You meet someone who's basically a human golden retriever. They hold doors open, they say excuse me to furniture they bump into, they probably apologize to their GPS when they miss a turn. But then you sleep with them, and suddenly it's like someone flipped a switch. They're grabbing, they're intense, they're doing things that would make their grandmother faint. Everyone assumes nice people are soft everywhere. But sex is where the mask doesn't slip. It gets thrown across the room. When your brain goes offline, here's what's actually happening in your head during sex. That part of your brain that remembers to use your indoor voice and send thank you notes, it basically clocks out. Scientists call it the prefrontal cortex, your brain's HR department. During arousal, this part dims way down while the more primal parts light up like a stadium. Your limbic system, the inner caveman, takes over. It runs on instinct, emotion, and raw desire. Even the language centers quiet down, which is why people get less verbal and more physical. Your partner didn't change personality mid-mission. They switched operating systems. The pressure cooker effect. Think about people who are really controlled in their daily lives. They triple-check emails, never raise their voice, always maintain composure. These people spend their entire day keeping their primal impulses locked down tight. Sex becomes this rare space where they finally get permission to let that guard down. The more controlled someone is in regular life, the bigger the release when they finally feel safe enough to let go. The tighter the lid in daily life, the louder the release when it finally blows. The trust factor. Gentle people don't show their aggressive side to just anyone because it feels vulnerable and risky. But with someone they trust deeply, those hidden parts can come out to play. The aggression isn't about anger, it's about passion, desire, and complete involvement. Gentle people aren't hiding a monster. They're hiding desire, and they only take the leash off when they feel safe. The nature of the beast. Let's be honest, sex inherently involves intensity and assertion. There's pursuing, pressing close, holding tight. A certain amount of what reads as aggression is really just unfiltered. I want you so badly I can barely contain myself. For people who are normally gentle, sex is one of the few places they can be direct and unrestrained without worrying about being inappropriate. Sex isn't a board meeting. It's not supposed to be polite. Why the contrast hits different. Different contrast creates electricity. When someone's gentle in every other context but intense with you, it feels like you've unlocked a secret level. The only I get to see this side of them effect is genuinely intoxicating. There's also something powerful about feeling intensely wanted. When someone who's normally controlled loses that control because of you, it sends a message. You affect me so strongly, I can't maintain my usual composure. The combination of safety and excitement is rare and valuable. You get the security of knowing this person is fundamentally kind, plus the thrill of their passionate side. It's like having a sports car that also happens to be the safest vehicle on the road. And here's the key. Intensity from a naturally dominant person is expected. Intensity from a gentle person feels earned. Finally, there's something uniquely flattering about feeling like you specifically triggered this response. The shock isn't that they're wild. The shock is that they're only wild with you. The crucial question, safe or sorry? Here's where we need to get serious, because intensity can be thrilling or it can be a red flag. Intensity is only sexy when it's voluntary. If it's not mutual, it's not passion, it's a threat. The most important test is simple. Do they stop when you say stop? If they can't stop immediately when you say stop, nothing else matters. That's your whole answer. Not eventually, not after convincing them, not after they finish, immediately. Safe intensity happens within a framework of consent. It responds to your reactions and adjusts accordingly. Dangerous intensity barrels forward regardless of your comfort. Pay attention to what this person is like outside the bedroom. Are they respectful, kind, and stable? Do they handle disagreements maturely? If someone's aggressive or controlling in regular life, that bedroom intensity might not be playful. But if they're genuinely caring and steady otherwise, their sexual intensity is probably just enthusiasm. What happens after sex matters enormously. Do they check in with you? Ask if you're okay? Return to their gentler self? Safe people care about your experience during and after. Dangerous people show indifference once they've gotten what they wanted. Think about whether what you're seeing is controlled intensity or actual loss of control. Safe aggression is more like a performance. They're choosing to be rough because it's exciting for both of you, but they could dial it back instantly. Dangerous aggression is when someone truly loses control and you're not sure they could stop even if they wanted to. Finally, watch for escalation. Does the intensity stay at a level you're comfortable with, or does it keep ramping up regardless of your signals? Safe partners read your responses and adjust. Dangerous partners treat you like an object, always needing more, rougher, harder, without regard for your limits. The bottom line: sweet people can be wild in bed because sex literally changes how the brain operates, because trusted intimacy allows hidden parts to emerge, and because sexual contexts give permission for intensity that would be inappropriate elsewhere. That contrast is attractive because it combines safety with excitement, makes you feel uniquely desired, and carries the thrill of exclusivity. But intensity is only hot when it's safe, and safety comes down to respect. Can they stop when you need them to? Do they care about your experience? Are they kind and stable outside the bedroom? Do they treat you well after sex? Because at the end of the day, the hottest thing isn't just intensity. It's intensity from someone who genuinely cares about you, wrapped in enough control that you're always safe, always respected, always able to say that's enough and be heard. Wild is fun. Safe and wild is unforgettable. The sweetest people turn wild because they trust you, and trust is the real aphrodisiac.